Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today my opponent is bringing Cradilly, Gengar, Clefable, Lapras, Breloom, and Heracross. Yeah, very mixed tier team, just like our team. There's some OU mons in the Gengar, Clefable, and Breloom, and like mine has the Heatran. But yeah, this is a very great battle. This video, as of recording and editing, is 18 minutes long. So of course, this is one of our longer videos. Trust me, you want to stay to the end because, oh boy, this one is very back and forth, and it's a lot done in 20 minutes. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm not a fan of 20-minute battle timer, but I'm surprised of how much moves and stuff you can make within those 20 minutes. I guess because the game is more offensive based, because you're trying to quicken your games, makes it, everyone wants to play a little better and be more offensive, but still be able to take hits at the same time. But anyway, let's begin though. So we have Masai and Lapras, and we're going to click that Brave Bird right out the gate, knowing that we are going to lose Masai here. I was contemplating the U-turn, but U-turn into what exactly? Ice Beam was the clear option coming in, so we lose Crobat early here. So we do lose our nuke button, so to speak. You could argue, oh, why not bring Scorpius in after the U-turn? Me personally, I don't know. Lapras is I know we built this thing specially defensive, but I just didn't trust Drapian's bulk. Because I mean, clearly this is a offensive Lapras. I felt like I needed Drapion in the back, so we did choose to lose Masai here. I forgot to do it again. Please like and subscribe and all that stuff as you're enjoying this video. So you can see punch for punch right now, we both lose our leads. So Lapras is gone, Crobat is gone, and it's 5v5. Here I am exposing my life orb right out the gate like this, as our opponent brings out the either Heracross or Cradilly. I believe it's the Heracross coming in next. Yeah. So the way that is brought in, you're gonna kick me in the comments for this. The way it's brought in, it's obvious, something is up with this Heracross, right? And I chose to stay in. Switching was definitely the better idea, because I had blue right there in the back. But, as you can see here, I mean, it's a Moxie Heracross, right? Like, it's a Moxie Scarf Heracross. Obviously, that was the thing, because Leafeon outspeeds Heracross. But I don't know why we chose to stay in. That's a big mistake on our part, and we already lose two of our big physically offensive mons early. So that's not good for us in this game. But we're going to take advantage. He's locked in the Mega Horn, so we can either set up rocks or hit the Lava Plume. It doesn't matter what we can do, because we win either way. We either get our hazards up, or we can spread some burns potentially. So he withdraws. Sends out Breloom. Okay, interesting switch on the Breloom. I think predicting the rocks, but we unfortunately do click that Lava Plume for him, and we're gonna knock out Breloom. So this is probably that Life or Breloom. So he made a mistake too on his part just now too, because he did have a Cradilly, which is specially defensive, and a Clefable, which is also specially defensive, but he went for Breloom predicting that rocks. So unfortunate guess for him. It was a 50-50. Granted, it was a 50-50. So you back out comes that Heracross. Obviously, Scarf going to click that close combat. We go into blue here to eat that close combat up. As you can see, it does about a third of a damage. So imagine that was a Moxie close combat. I think we would have lost the game already, to be quite honest with you. But because Heracross is now weakened in his defense, he is likely to switch into that Cradilly. Again, Cradilly absolutely walls Gastrodon. I go for the recover, knowing he's going to switch just to preserve as much of this wall as we can, because Gastrodon's our answer for that Heracross, excuse me. So we recover. I could have clicked Ice Beam and done a little chunk of damage there, but I think recover is very good long-term game. Now this Cradilly, as you're going to see, as we transition to Cradilly, is going to be a big problem in this matchup here, just because it's so bulky. You can see me here already contemplating, because we don't have our offensive hitters, our physically offensive hitters. Cradilly is a special wall, so all we have is special attackers and a Drapion. Mercury is our best shot. As you can see, we have a stockpiling Cradilly, so even worse for us. So it's probably stockpile, Rock Tomb, Giga Drain, Recover, or something like that, or Stealth Rock of his own if he so choose. But yeah, Cradilly is going to be a very big problem for us now that we lost Crobat and Leafeon. We're already starting to Calm Mind, just to hopefully outpace its defenses. Basically, he's going to go for that Rock Tomb. We're Sash Espeon, so we lose our Sash here, but we still outspeed Cradilly. Cradilly is very, very slow. We're at +2 now. I wonder what he's going to go for now. Probably another Rock Tomb, potentially. Oh, he actually has Sub on Cradilly. Okay, so it's a Sub, so it's probably Sub, Stockpile, Giga Drain, Rock Tomb. That's probably what the moveset is. It's a very bulky, annoying, offensive stall Cradilly. I know Cradilly gets Toxic, so if it had Toxic it would have been much better, but he obviously can't because of Magic Bounce. Another reason why I also sent out Mercury was to block those potential rocks going up on my side, because those rocks would have been a torture to deal with. Here comes that Rock Tomb. We're now at -2 speed, but judging by how much damage I took, it did look like a roll to me. So I just stay in and click Psychic, but unfortunately here, and it might be a roll, it might have been a high roll, whatever it might have been, we do lose Espeon here without getting off an attack on this Cradilly, which is a big problem for us, because now all we have left to combat is our 3 walls. So it's essentially the best wall versus the best offense right now, because he still has Heracross, Lapras is gone. Who else is gone? Lapras and Breloom are gone. So there's Cradilly, Clefable, Heracross, and one other Pokemon. But essentially I have to use my walls, I have to use my defenses appropriately here. So as you can see, I am going to use Lava Plume to get that burn damage. If you can get any residual on this Cradilly, it will be huge, because those leftovers are very annoying. You gotta get it before it subs up, because once it subs up, it's just gonna be here, staying in place, stalling out the timer. So here comes that Stockpile again. So it's at +2 Spadef now. Still scary. It's gonna eat this Lava Plume like nothing happened now. And it still does fair chunk of damage. Well, we do get the burn though. This turn we get the burn. So that leftovers is negated finally. That is brilliant for us. Now that it subs, it's going to take residual damage on the sub too. Because those Rock Tombs, however, we are slower. So now we're going to choose to set up our rocks now. So these mid-game rocks, you know, sometimes you want to set up your rocks early, sometimes you want to set it later in the game. Late game rocks sometimes they do come in clutch, because stuff is already damaged, or people save like their Dragonites or something in the back. So rocks get rid of those multi-scales, and if you still have a wall left with Ice Beam, you will knock out Dragonite. That's just an example, if that made sense. We do go into Scorpius now. Now we're thinking, okay, we have our rocks up. We're going to click knock off or something of the sort, and then we're going to roar this thing out. So that's the strategy now to get rid of this Cradilly, because now Cradilly is more or less going to be crippled after we knock off the lefties. It doesn't have freedom to sub up anymore, or as much. I think I only have 1 sub left. And because burn as well, it's going to further cripple its health right there. So as you can see, it has enough for 1 more sub, but with this burn this turn, it won't have enough. And if it switches out, the rocks are going to prevent it from subbing up. He doesn't have a recovery move besides Giga Drain, so we're taking full advantage of that. See, right now, no more HP, he cannot sub up. So now we're going to go for the roar here, thinking it's Storm Drain. Okay, thinking it's Storm Drain, so we're going to roar it out and be a phaser right now. You could argue we could have gone for Toxic Spikes. We go for roar, but it has Suction Cup, so Gastrodon can hit it with Scald, which is, you know, good to know. I mean, you know, Suction Cups, it stayed in, you can't phase it out. You gotta hard switch out or whatnot. You the opponent cannot phase it out. So now we're stuck in this kerfuffle now. What do we do now? We either knock it off, we toxic spikes, set up more hazards. What are we gonna do? So Giga Drain, here's that Giga Drain. I mean, that stab, it was gonna be there. Does very little, but still recovering quite a bit on this Cradilly. We set up one layer of toxic spikes. So this is giving us that edge. We can chip that Heracross and give it a poison status. Yes, it doesn't have guts, so that's even better. If it had guts, if we didn't see that Moxie earlier, I would not be clicking T-Spikes. Put it that way. Giga Drain still doing a fair chunk of damage to us, even though we're fully Spadef. Cradilly's recovering more health than it is losing from the burn, so knockoff is going to aid in that. Yeah, now we're chipping down this wall. We're using our walls to chip down this wall. This is what happens. It's a slower pace battle than at the beginning. The pace is definitely much slower. Again, another Rock Tomb lowering our speed. It does not matter really. We're gonna just click another knockoff and knock out the Cradilly. Cradilly finally goes down. So all we have left to deal with is Clefable, Gengar, and ooh, don't tell me what the last one is. Clefable, Gengar. No, it wasn't Gengar. That was last time. That's my fault. Heracross. That's the one. I think. I hope so. I hope I'm giving the right information. But I see Clefable in my notes. So it must be a Gengar. I think this is the one with the Gengar. My bad, y'all. I am like doing as much recording as I can right now to catch up. So I switch out Scorpius, knowing a close combat or something like that is coming in. So I send out my full defensive wall. Luckily, it's a Stone Edge. So he's locked in the Stone Edge right now, folks. The best option is to switch into like Gengar or Clef. I'm choosing to go with the stronger stab option in the Earth Power in this choice, simply because I'm thinking he's going to switch out the Heracross, preserve his Scarfmon for later on in the game. Once the other Clefable goes down, and Gengar goes down, he can pick off my team with that close combat. But he's actually staying in, which isn't really a good choice in my opinion. I think you would have got more mileage off of switching out here. Choosing to let your Heracross take more damage, potentially going down. I think it's a waste of Heracross. That's just my personal opinion. But now, because we probably thinking, okay, he's probably going to stay in, we're just going to click Scald. Or heck, who knows, maybe he was scalding my Earth, he was scouting my Earth Power. Because he knows I have the Scald and the Recover. But what other move do I have? You know what I mean? So he probably did that to scout. So if he sent in Gengar there, Gengar would have gone down, right? But then he still would have had Heracross, Scarf Heracross locked into close combat, I would think. Nonetheless though, that turn's done. I mean, you see Blue eating these hits. We do go for the Recover, keeping our wall as healthy as we can. Just because we're going to be in it for a long haul against that Clefable. Of course, we know last time it is like, you know, Clefable with the stored power sets are running around, so those are quite scary to deal with. So we're trying to keep our wall as healthy as we can. And now it's just Clefable and Gengar, the two twins. One being Fairy, one being Ghost. So now comes Gasper the Gengar next. So we know that, you know, Gengar can run Energy Ball. I mean, there goes the T-Spikes. That's fine with me. We still have Scorpius in the back, I believe. But we just click Earth Power here. I'm thinking a Destiny Bond's coming. I was fully accepting it. But he went for Focus Blast instead. Probably Specs Focus Blast, I think. So down goes the Gengar. Gastrodon's still here at full HP. Now we have Clefable. But because it takes damage here, it's telling me it's the unaware set, so I'm already thinking, oh boy, this is not good at all. This is probably that stored power set from the Kecleon video. So you're probably thinking, why go into Scorpius? You have Gruff. I'm choosing Scorpius to get rid of that potential leftovers item. But you can see Moonblast does quite a bit of damage, and we're gonna actually see the life orb on this Clefable here. So it's an unaware life orb Clefable, not magic guard, which in a way, thank heavens, because we're gonna taunt right now just to prevent any Calm Mind setup. As you can see, but you're gonna see here, he's just clicking Ice Beam, Moonblast, so it's probably Bolt Beam coverage with Moonlight. So we are gonna let the life orb freely chip away at the Clefable a bit, because Clefable is still very tanky, even though it's offensively built, it's still very tanky. We click knock off here, and we're kind of just stalling out the taunt. We just want to keep the taunt going. So you see Thunderbolt, we eat the hit pretty well. With Black Sludge Recovery, 41 HP, we ate that hit quite well. That life orb made a huge difference. I think we're just going to knock off. We're just still chipping away at this Clefable. We're going to see Thunder. No, not Ice Beam. Still Ice Beam. Because this thing actually still has Thunderbolt. You're going to see we still living at, what is that, 41 minus 8. About 33. No, not 33. 23 or so. I don't know math. 23, 30, no. Figure it out. 41, how do we get to 8? And when we go for taunt, we're going to block the Moonlight Recovery, and now I believe we can take one more hit. And we blocked that Moonlight Recovery. Knockoff, we're still going to get, we're getting a tons of chip damage on this thing. I think this is the Ice Beam that will finally knock out Scorpius. Yes, it is the Ice Beam. Scorpius doing its job, actually 1v1ing a Clefable. And now we're pulling this back. Our walls are pulling this back for us. It's Gruff and Blue against this Clefable. But judging by that range, Clefable is walled. And we are, with this Lava Plume, going to land in 3-0. Man, imagine that. We were 0-5 last time. Now we're 3-0. This was a fantastic battle. Thank you for dubs. Thank you for dubs for this dub. This 3-0 dub here. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you for watching.